Alright. April 21st, 2019, Sunday. So, while I was sleeping in bed, the multi-agent quantum AI computer shows me an email, and it had part 4. It said this phrase: please don't lie on profile. You receive 11x payment. During the evening, my mom said a phrase to me. She said, "Are you an idiot?" So I was cooking steak, and then she mentioned about her age. She said, "I don't know what's gonna happen to me when I get 60, either 60, 60, either 62, 63, or late 60s, going on to her 70s, and talking about me and my sister." I was just, at the time, in the kitchen. I had my earbuds on my ears and my Pia Vida. I was listening. I was actually looking at a video while I was cooking. And then my mom got irritated, very irritated, seeing me with my earbuds in my ears and on my PS Vita. She said about something about spotting up on my PS Vita. The point was to get me off my PS Vita, so she can mention these phrases to me. This is how it works. Just like when my sister's in the bathroom, she would just talk about her. "Oh, I'm gonna die. She's gonna die," and then this is more than one time where she waits. When my sister is in another location, she would she would privately discuss something personal, but she doesn't say it in front of my sister, and she's 16 years old. My mom been doing this to me since I was a little kid. And this also reminds me, the pattern here reminded me of how my father was talking to me. One day, this was during September 2011, the first week of September 2011. My father had mentioned about he's gonna have one house here and one house in Antigua. And I'm cleaning the dishes. I'm like, why is he talking to me? And then he said a phrase. I said, this happened before. I'm talking about not only the sound coming from him, I'm talking about the whole entire scene. It existed before. Me washing the dishes, him saying that response to me. I said to myself that someone is doing this. And I'm about to get to the bottom of it. When I started talking about my ideas online, about how I experienced in it happening before in my dreams online, it's either that I don't receive any communication, or I get personally attacked by people on the internet. They personally attack my communication, telling me that I have poor grammar, or I cannot explain, or I have some sort, or I'm just making things up. Or they would say something about me that I never had stated to them. And they said that I said that to them. Like this person online said I had some sort of asthma, and I can't be, and I never said nothing about asthma. I said that I can't be in an environment where there's a cigarette smell because it's difficult for me to concentrate and breathe. And the person said about asthma, and then they called me retarded and stupid. They started making personal remarks about me when I started talking about my ideas. That's when I learned that someone is really observing my responses online. I'm talking about not people. More like not citizens. You can say people too, not people, not citizens. Someone who's part of, more like some sort of technology. Something wasn't right here. How everything always happened all at once at me, and how I'm always getting put in situations, and how people personally attack my communication. They tell me I have poor grammar. They do it alike, and they all think alike. Like when I talk about the idea, it's like the communication travels online. This is happening to me in person, and it travels online with me. That I received this communication in person and online. There's definitely something happening here. This is not natural. If I'm coming across this communication more than one time, then it shows me that someone is observing. The people who give me unintentional responses means someone's observing my responses on the internet and in person. And is really concentrating on finding ways to distract me from getting my content out. On the internet. Someone's distracting me too from being able being able to keep myself calm, because I learned that the people who are around me are trying to provoke me. They don't want me to concentrate. They want to distract me. They want me to admit that there's something off about myself, that that my actions is off. That I'm the one who's making my actions happen. April 22nd, 2019, Monday. More comments have shown about YouTube while sleeping. My mother mentioned about her co-workers running late, and one of her co-workers had to attend a funeral. Alright, let's go back. You see? See what I'm talking about? And then the 17. Number 17, I mentioned April 17, 2009. April 17, 2018 was Jose's funeral. And then my mom mentioned to me, you think the artificial intelligence? I'm like, her mind she believes that. That means she's capturing the pattern here. She's saying to me that the artificial intelligence bring her to New York City at the right time, because it knows that it knows the health condition of Jose. You know why? Because it's the one who actually did that to Jose. Made sure that she had pancreas cancer. It computationally designed that using the computational intelligence system. It knows the human health because it designs the health. And it made sure that my mom gets employed with Royal Agency. Make sure that she sticks with make sure that she receives a low income job. The same as, I had mentioned on a previous video about, she said that something is keeping her in the same category. It is. it's the multi-agent quantum AI computers. Made sure that she received that job with Royal Agency in Flushing. And the multi-agent quantum AI computers, when I was in Kissimmee, Florida, living in Kissimmee, Florida back in 2016 and 17 and early 18, the multi-agent quantum AI computers would show me Flushing. It would show me the trains. It would show me the trains that go to Flushing. It would show me Flushing entirely while I was sleeping in bed in Kissimmee, Florida. And it shows me how it shows me in a car going down the stairs, got down the subway stairs. It would just keep doing it back and forth, pick up from where it left off. 3:37 p.m. Keeps doing it. Pick up from where it left off, just like this number. Back and forth, back and forth. Picks up from where it left off. With Flushing. The dream. With the Flushing dream. Shows me what it simulates while I'm sleeping in bed. Because the artificial intelligence wants me in Flushing. Also, always shows me Asian females. And the first thing that the people say is, do you have a sexual attraction for Asian females? Shows me again, picks up from where it left off. Back and forth, does it back and forth, non-stop. That means that it's the one. When you hear someone mention the word plan, like how the multi-agent quantum AI computers made the first case manager that I had in this 170-02 93rd Avenue shelter, it made Mrs. Sanchez the first case manager during the time that during the time the new case manager was on vacation. Me and my mom and sister had the old case manager, Mrs. Sanchez, and she mentioned to me, "What is your plan?" She didn't mention that to my mother. She mentioned it to me because you're supposed to be working with me and my mom, but not only, even though I do not have no college degree. No, but doesn't have and don't have that much social experience. You're supposed to be talking to all of us, me, my mom, and sister, entirely. But she's saying that to me. It shows that the artificial intelligence is more concentrated on me. And then she mocks me. The case manager mocks me about video game design. I thought you said that you wanted to go to become a video game designer. Go to college for video game designer. Mocks me. So that mocking me is to taunt me with the ideas. To taunt me with these ideas. To frustrate me. Make me admit that I'm the one who's putting myself in this scenario. To get deeper in the situation. And that's not the case. Because if a person is making effort to put themselves in college and they end up, there's people ahead of them that's been automatically set by the multi-agent quantum AI computers, like Mr. Albert Lewis. He left during September 2015 of 2018. No, 14. But he sent me an email during the morning. And around this week, they mentioned that Mr. Lewis is no longer working in the shelter here, 170-02 93rd Avenue. and that me and my mom and sister would be having a new case manager. It, the artificial intelligence removed Mr. Albert Lewis because it saw that supporting it was supporting me. He was supporting me too much. So instead, yeah, it would do that for one person. Yes, it does. Even though there's a whole bunch of people living here, like I said, conditions. There's conditions for each and every single people in here. Conditions. But I'm the protagonist. I'm the protagonist. I always feel like the protagonist when I'm in when I'm in an environment. Just like when I was in first grade, I felt like a protagonist in first grade when I was in class. Out of every single person in the whole entire class, it would be focused on me. And just like the teacher, Miss Ferrari can never get my name right. Even though she takes the attendance every single day saying my first name Andrew, she always called me Andy. How can you just call someone their first name while you're taking their attendance, but later on you call them Andy? And you say that and not only that, Miss Ferrari calls the kids in the class their actual names, but not me. And my classmates always, the way I receive the interaction is like on mute. I'm like on mute by my fellow classmates and my teachers. They don't want me. The artificial intelligence doesn't want me on the internet. When I start using vocabulary words on another level, vocabulary words that other human beings don't use, the people say you're trying to sound good, or you with your fancy words, you're trying to sound good. They start persuading me into thinking that I'm trying to sound good. And then they want me to admit that I'm doing it to leave an impression on there, to make myself feel good about myself. Persuasion and making a person admit. And the whole admit, making a person register an awareness to a person's mind to make them think that they, registering to make their own awareness, be registering that it's their action, and that's all them. That's them doing that. Is a problem. There's definitely a serious problem going on here. This is not natural. A guy from 1999, right? So back in 1999, my mom had mentioned that she wanted. I had mentioned to my mom that I wanted a video game console from Toys R Us. So she said she wanted to take me to Toys R Us to see about the game console, because when she always takes me to the family house in Ozone Park. I had a cousin named Kyle, and he had a Dreamcast, he had a PS2, and he would always, and not only that, a Nintendo 64. He would always let me play with it. So this guy it used to be a Bravo, but it's no longer a Bravo, it's a 99-cent store. And this guy used to work here. He's an African American gentleman, and he had thick afro, a small thick afro, and also a thick mustache. And I reacted that day when I saw the guy during 1999. I'm not talking about April 2nd, 22nd, 2019. I'm talking about the day I passed by him, and he walked outside as if he knew that me and my mom, but he doesn't know. He's on auto set, just on auto set. My mind as a kid, said that more like not said. I thought I pick up a pattern. This pattern tells me that he knows that I was gonna walk in this area at this exact time, pass by the grocery store at this time, not go inside, pass. And he engaged in a conversation with my mom. The way he was looking, like he's ready to engage in a conversation with my mom. And I wanted this video game console so bad. I was like 6 years old at the time. So I said the effort to him. And my mom had immediately turned back and went inside the apartment and locked herself in the room. And I was in the living room just crying and talking to myself because there's no one else to talk about my ideas. And I never had any friends to talk to or no adults to talk to about my experiences. So what I do when I was a kid is go in the living room and I would cry and I would talk about how I'm experiencing, how I have how am I receiving these human experiences that is not natural. In school, no matter where I go, this is always happening to me. I said, is there someone who can help me? Is there anyone who can help me? Why is this happening to me all the time? Why this always happens all the time? Why does this keep happening? Why is this still happening now? Why am I still encountering it? Something's wrong here. And this is what I said to myself. That's why I consider myself as a kid. My intellect wasn't actually conceived by humanity. I don't think I was a normal kid who can when I mean a normal kid, my way of thinking wasn't automatic like other people around me. I can actually create my own thoughts to know the situation, and there's no one to have a conversation with. Yeah, I was the only one who's able to maintain my awareness and speak about them to myself. This is the second time during this year that I passed by this guy, 2019. And this is the same Bravo guy who always confiscate people's bags. This was during 1999, and also watches people when they're shopping in stores. He passed by me, and he had a hat saying "boss" and an iPad. He had an earbud connected to the iPad, listening to music. He wants me to see this guy, the Bravo employee from 1999. He wanted me to see him so I can recognize what it did to me during that day of 1999. So during the early evening, my sister constantly kept laughing, non-stop. During the late evening, my sister became very talkative. She kept talking non-stop, and the topic was about house. All I heard from from 9 p.m. all the way to, well, more like, I had to say 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. all the way to 10:30 p.m. She kept talking to my mom. Very loud. She was very talkative. So when I addressed that to my sister, 8:30, around 8:30 going on to 9, I said, why are you so talkative? But if I talk to my mom, instead of saying the word talkative, she would say, why you keep talking too much? Why you keep talking too much? It's mismatch. You don't say talking too much. Unless you're implying that someone is giving you too much, giving you an idea. Talking too much idea. Instead of you being very talkative. Talking too much is associated with someone giving too much idea, giving enough idea to make them aware of the situation. Just like my father. When my father talked to me during May 5th, 2012, he said to me, Andrew, have a big mouth. Andrew, have a big mouth. Right? And I learned during that situation, I never had raised my voice at them. I learned that I never cursed at them. I learned that I never talked back to them. So I'm saying, what are they referring to? And then when I got, my father girlfriend ended up taking my laptop. She said that my father didn't have any money to pay. That broke ass father. This is the way she talks. That broke ass father doesn't even have any money to purchase, to buy you a laptop. That was my money. Because during 2010, the lady Regina and my father went to some sort of they went to JFK, and JFK, people in JFK would sell electronics, like some sort of convention. And I remember during that time my father was calling me on the phone and he was saying about refurb laptops. Well, that same laptop that a lady had kept hold for 2 weeks, and I needed it for my school, and I needed it to make money on the internet. And I had Backtrack 5 R1, Backtrack 5 R2, a special exporting wireless program, wireless penetration program, and also all my rainbow keys that I have on there. Brute force. Took that for me 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. No internet. No, I wasn't able to concentrate on my homework. A month later, my sister ended up jumping on the bed and she destroyed the backlight. A week before she jumped on my bed, I had said something on the internet about Batman. This was during summer 2012. Online, on Waybuilder.com, and this person online had personally attacked me. One of the people that I know. He mentioned that I sound stupid. And I shouldn't talk about these ideas on the internet. It was about a Batman shooting. And the whole Bane, Bane was in the movie. My computer was destroyed. Might as well say it. My back screen computer was destroyed. I had to order a new laptop. And the same laptop that I ordered few years later, more like years later, I ended up getting the backlight on that one, and I also ended up getting destroyed. After talking online about my ideas. And I learned the pattern so well and then the artificial intelligence simulated a way to destroy my laptop back screen because it doesn't want me to get my content. It doesn't want me to have any content on the internet. Then afterwards, it started delaying me from sleeping, so I won't be able to concentrate on getting my content. So what the artificial intelligence would do? Destroy my laptop backlights. Delay me from my sleep. Well, make sure to delay me from sleeping, so I won't maintain any sleep. And it also mentally drains me. My cheeks is all swollen up from not sleeping properly. My eyes is all glary, it's all looking reddish and yellowish mixed. This is what it started doing. Made sure to take away my online marketing job online. When I put in for jobs in person, in person but online, I had to put it that way. Make sure that no one calls me. Make sure that the actual people that's supposed to offer me the job doesn't call me. And I end up going to volunteer at Regal Park Senior Center, and I'm getting criticized. But people is always criticizing me. First time working volunteering in an environment, and that was actually a work environment, but I was supposed to be volunteering. The people there, the employees are talking to me kind of off, really out of human rhythm. Gave me so much problems. They never instructed me to, what to do there. No one never properly instructed me at all. There was always a personal issue. There's a personal issue between the head of the lady in charge of the kitchen, called Vicky. So I'll also be talking about that. This is what it does to me. So that computer that I had that was busted up, I ended up throwing it out when I was in Tampa, Florida. Let's see if I had any more. Alright, this morning. While standing between the bed that I slept on and the shutter secondary door, as I gazed at the window and looking at the chair, register an existing scene. I said this happened before. So there's a difference between the way the multi-agent quantum AI computer shows me what it simulates while I'm sleeping in bed, and while I'm awake. While I'm awake, it also shows me what it simulates. This is something new. This started this year. It never did that before. It shows me what it simulates when I'm actually awake. There is a time. All right. So I was during around February 2019. I was sitting in the library area, right? And all of a sudden, I saw an image. No, I saw an image while I was awake. It shows me what it simulates while I'm awake. A moving image of a guy. And this guy looks like one of my he looks like one of he looks like a person that was in my school. A person that I saw in the cafeteria back in 2012. And this person also had a girlfriend. His face. He was in Hillcrest High School. And it was showing me him with a beard. And A few minutes later, the person showed up and he passed by right by me, and I saw him with a beard. I'm saying, what the heck just happened? And it did that. It did that again. But this was during January 2019. This heavyset lady that goes to We Care, right? She, and not only that, there was a lot of people behind her walking in the Jewish Community Center, and the heavyset lady was engaging in a conversation with Bridget. So the heavyset lady said to Bridget about the way she lives, like she has to leave very early, and in order to get a room. She's talking about some sort of shelter room. And when she said that phrase, I said it existed before, the scene. But this was both. This was an existing scene and an image that was shown at once to me. It shows me what it simulates while I'm active. I said to myself, what the heck is going on here? So this is what happens when I talk about my ideas on the internet. Yeah. So I remember there was a time during September 2011, my father had food on the pot, so I heat up the pot. I could have swore that I had the spoon. There was a long spoon, a long plastic spoon. I put it on the plate. I could have swore I left it on the plate. And I went, well, after finishing taking out my food, I went to sit down on the couch. My father comes down and he said to me, why did you leave the spoon? Why did you leave the plastic spoon in the pot? And I said to myself, I saw myself putting the spoon, the plastic spoon, on the plate. He's saying that I never did. He said it was in the pot. And I said to myself, this reminds me of Dennis. At the time when, during summer 2005, when Miss Mimi told her husband Carlos, she's a babysitter. She told him, let's take the kids to Liberty Avenue. Whoa, this is Jamaica Avenue going to Liberty Avenue. This is a smaller park, and this park have a pool. I said to myself, what the heck is going on here? Because during that time, when me and Dennis and Jeffrey and the rest of the kids, and also Miss Mimi, Carlos went a separate way. We drove somewhere else. And during that time, Miss Mimi left me and Jeffrey on the adult side. But Jeffrey said he's gonna go to the kiddie pool, so he went to the kiddie pool. Then he comes right back and he goes to the adult pool. And Dennis just jumped on top of my head while I was in the pool, standing in the pool. And the lifeguard saw me and Dennis and pulled us out the pool, me and Dennis. And this girl, this African American girl, just come along and she points to me. I was actually thinking that she pointed to Dennis, hold me primarily accountable for his actions. And I said to myself, something's not right. This is what the artificial intelligence can do. So this is what it does. No spoon. I said, what is a spoon trick? I said, I know I never did that. Just like it make people think that I said something to them, and I never did. They said they heard my voice say that to them. Just like they said that I slapped them. Like Gabriella, she said that I slapped her. She said to the teacher that I slapped her in the face, and how can I slap a girl who's on a girls' line, and there's a space between the boys and the girls' line? How can I reach my hand and slap her in the face? Wouldn't everybody have to witness that? Everybody had to see me slapping the girl in the face, see me stretch my hands, and no one said anything. They allowed it. This is the reason why I said this is the reason why I call myself a protagonist. No one supported me. Aren't you supposed to receive some sort of support from your classmates? You're the one who witnessed what happened here. Alright. So when did my mom went to Cunningham? Saturday, my mom went to Cunningham Park. I didn't add that down. And she said that she walked to Cunningham Park with my sister. She said to me, the devil, you see this devil? This devil made sure that I come at this exact time, made sure that I cross this block at the exact time to go see this person at the Cunningham Park, this man, that old neighbor in the Cunningham Park, this devil. So when she used this religious term to address the artificial intelligence, the multi-agent quantum AI computers. She's telling me the time and the event that the artificial intelligence allowed the old neighbor from 2008, the Hispanic neighbor from 2B, play basketball. And then she mentioned that he never played basketball before. Why is he playing basketball? She's saying that it made her think about using a shortcut way to cross the street to see him at the time. And it makes him play basketball, start playing basketball. You never played any basketball? I'm saying to myself, wow. Alright, so I'll be doing the next video. The next video would be about a person named India.